John Jordan. I am a program assistant for Lincoln University Cooperative Extension. This project is being conducted by some of our teams who participate in our Lincoln programs here in Pemiscot and Dunklin counties. Today's interview is being led by Ebony Lee.
Hello, my name is Ebony Lee, and I'm a student at Caruthersville High School. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce Miss Teresa Rose. Hello, Miss Teresa. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your music.
Well, my name is Teresa Rose, as she's already stated, and I am a native of Hayti, Missouri. I was born there. I've lived there all my life. And what I do now is I sing gospel music. I do it pretty much anywhere.
What fueled your desire to share your music with the public?
Well, really what fueled my desire to share my music with the public was I knew it was a passion, and it was something that I always wanted to do. And so starting my journey was really early on. I think I was probably 10 or 11 when I really realized that this was something that I wanted to continue to pursue.
Okay. Is there a mentor you would identify as someone who encouraged you to pursue music?
Well, yes. Actually, that happened later on in my life. It didn't happen early when I first started as a young girl. That actually happened when I was probably in my 20s. I believe it was at church, and there was a lady named Sheila Lacey. And after that, it was my pastor and my co-pastor, which is Pastor and Gladys Hood, encouraging me to go ahead and go forward with the desire of actually, doing music. I don't know how to play, I only sing. So it was more of, getting voice training, some of the things of that nature, and just trying to reach out and knowing that that was something that I really wanted to pursue later on in life by actually practicing a lot, doing those kinds of things that kind of prepare you for what's the next phase of what you're going to go through with just being a psalmist. That is what I call it.
Who are some of your biggest influencers?
Well, God, of course, would be my greatest, foundation for what I do, because I mainly do gospel music, Christian music. I have sang secular, but not to the magnitude as I do with singing. I'm a praise and worship leader at church. I was over the choir at my church as well, and so that's really my foundation. So that is really one of the main things that I would say would be God Himself, and then of course, my family, making sure that they, keep me motivated and pushing me, especially my son, because he is a musician. So he stays on me a lot with training. He helped a lot with me pursuing that part of music.
Okay. What are early steps you took in life that helped you today? Were you involved in school or community groups?
I've always been involved in community groups since I can remember. School, I used to teach Head Start, so that was part of our one of the things that we did was music with the children in school. Teaching them how to, sing nursery rhymes, things of that nature. So, I was always involved in something that had to do with singing. Community-wide, I've always been involved with helping at the schools with children. I've always been a part of something like that. I used to even work with Lincoln University, helping out with the children, things of that nature when I worked. So it's always been something that I was connected to, and so I've really, really enjoyed it. And so I would say that would probably be most of it is just through Head Start, and then also with just community foundations that they've had in the past with food pantries, things of that nature in the community.
Okay. Is there training involved in your music, or do you feel it comes from natural talent?
There is training involved. I have not done any training that I would say as far as paying someone to do voice lessons or anything of that nature. For me, it was all natural, but it was also something that I had to know that was there. I think you pretty much get your own intuition to know that you have it. And some people don't know what it is, but when it comes, you know what it is. So singing for me, that's my purpose, that's my goal, is to, if it's only one person that I touch at that particular moment, then I feel like God has released me to do that for that particular time. So,
Is your music a business? Do you make a living from it?
I do not. I do not make a living from ministering or singing. And the very reason why I would say that is because, you know, especially when you're doing singing or you're ministering at, you know, like I said, funerals or weddings, it has been that I think a lot of people shun it a little bit as far as people getting a compensation. But I'm glad I'm here today so I can kind of make light so those that will be listening can understand it and understand the standpoint of where psalmists or musicians or singers are for this time. And that would be that actually getting a compensation, I call it a love offering for what you do, I feel is something that shouldn't have to be asked for, or, you know, and people ask you, you know, do you have something, sometimes they'll ask, you know, do you charge or whatever, and it's not a charge. What it is, if that person takes out of their time to be in a location that you ask them to be in, then time is something people can't get back. And if they have to buy music or practice and prepare, then those things are, that's what the compensation is for. It's not actually for that particular, you know, song or whatever, because I really don't feel like you can actually pay for the anointing that's on a person's life, or, you know, for that purpose of what they're doing or what they're there for. So, you know, I guess it's kind of, you know, however people take it, as far as if they think that, you know, you should be able to get paid for it or not, you know. So, but no, I don't.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the biggest obstacles you faced?
Actually being on stage is, to me, preparing, you know, for that particular moment would be, you know, spending time away from, you know, your family. There are times when, you know, just trying to be that person that you need to be as a psalmist or singing, you know, there are a lot of things that come with it. And I think a lot of people feel like having a microphone brings you glory, and they don't know the cost that you've had to pay in order to get in that position. You know, you went through a lot of challenges. You've had to face a lot of things that you may have normally not had to face, being in that particular moment or that particular realm of what you're in as a, you know, psalmist or a musician or a singer. Because I say that because I feel like we're all in the same category. I don't think it's like one or the other. We do certain different tasks per se, but I think we're all in the same thing. And so that will be just, you know, not one of the obstacles is not being paid, you know, to do what you do. And, you know, the struggles of, you know, traveling and going different places, and you're, you know, you don't have the funds to be able to do that sometimes, but you do it anyway because you know that that's your passion, and you also know that it's an assignment. So
Does your race influence your work?
I don't really think so. Not to the magnitude that, others probably would say. And I think it would really come to me from, like I said, back, from our ancestors of all of the things and the challenges that they faced.
Is your work targeted towards the Black community?
No, actually it's not. I have been many places singing. I have been to different organizations doing songs for them or whatever, and so I don't like to put that in a sense in a box, because like I said, healing brings about a change to anyone. There can be people in the hospital, and I've went there and I've sang and just lifted their spirits, and it didn't have to be anybody that looked like me, because that's not who I am, and that's not what I portray, and that's not the God that's in me. And so when you're doing it out of love, that is for everybody, and it includes everybody. It's all inclusive. And so I would not say that it's just strictly targeted to my own community, my own group of people. I would not say that. I would say that it's connected to anybody that would have the heart to receive it. Then those people, that's who it's for, because you have to receive it.
What advice would you give to someone, especially a youth, who wants to pursue music as a career?
I would tell them to actually, be sure that this is what you want. And even if it's not, there are times where we have to go and, I would say, my mom always said, test the water, and just see if it's something that, brings about fulfillment for you. And if it does, then pursue it. You can always go back to something. You can always stop something. It's not set in stone. And so don't beat yourself up about, where you think that it's a failure. Because to me, there is not a failure in anything that you're doing that you love to do or that you want to do. It's all about finding your place, finding your purpose, asking God what your purpose is, and taking on those tasks and trying to actually succeed in those things and moving forward. So if you're a young person, this is a big world out here, and there's so many things that you can be connected to, you can pursue, you can do more than one job at a time, you can be a part of more than one thing at a time. So the thing for me is to not try to limit yourself and thinking that you have to do this one particular thing the way society say it should be done, or or anything of that nature. It's really your heart desire. And if your heart desire is to go out here and mow grass all day and then put flowers out or whatever, be the best at that you can be, because that brings beauty. And so that's your art, that's your talent, that's your gift. Do that. And if you want to sing to the flowers while you're doing it, more power to you. Because I'm serious. That is something that you have created. That's something that you want to do and you love it. And so that, for me, it brings about self-fulfillment. And if it's bringing about self-fulfillment for you, then my thing is to go for it.
Where can we hear some of your music?
Well, this year I am still planning. I've done it, I think, once, actually here in Caruthersville. I did a concert. I do have a DVD that I did of that particular concert. So I do sell that DVD, and I've usually on Sunday mornings I'm on live with my church for praise and worship. You can follow me on Johnny Joe Hood at 10 o'clock. It used to be 11, but it's now 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. And I'm always around here in the Bootheel area for sure. somewhere doing some kind of ministry and song. And so, you know, that is one way that they can actually, you know, follow me.
I would love to hear you sing. Would you like to sing for us?
Of course, I would love to do that.
God provides, so why do I worry about my life when you've come to my rescue 1,000 times? Every other voice, it is a lie. God provides, God provides in ways I can't explain and can't deny. The little that I have He multiplies. Just when you thought He wouldn't show up on time, God provides. He'll come through when the clouds of doubt rain down on you and test everything you thought you knew. Now you finally see what God can do for you. So tonight, close your eyes, there's no more need to fight. Watch God provide.
Thank you for joining me today. This is one of an 8-part series featuring Black artists and musicians from the Bootheel. Be sure to visit the Pemiscot County 4-H Facebook page and the Bootheel 4-H YouTube channel for additional videos and more information about 4-H.